Hooray for the red, white, and blue. My father always told us that if he hadn't met my mother, he would have made a career out of being in the Army. My mother wanted a house and a garden and the whole American dream, and she got it. When we moved into our new house, the neighborhood was so new that the trees were like sticks. They had knocked down the original trees to develop the land, and everyone had planted their own. And at the time, they were so small, they couldn't give us any shade or anything, and we had to be real careful when we were playing not to hurt them. The neighborhood had just been built. Every house in the neighborhood had just been built in the past couple of years, and they all looked almost exactly the same. Some people painted them different colors, and some people had little ornaments on the lawn, like a little Negro butler holding out a lantern, and little gremlins with names on them, and little flamingos, and little ornaments on their shutters, like little wagons, or little things to try to be individual, but still the effect was the same. The houses looked pretty much all alike. Every house had another thing in common, too. Every house had children. There wasn't a house in our whole neighborhood that didn't have children. And all the children would play together, and all the mothers would get together and have coffee and talk about whether or not TV was good for kids, and talk about their unsuccessful attempts to not let kids watch TV. And sometimes one of my aunts would come from the city, and they would say to my mother, "How can you live here? It's so boring." And my mother would say, "Well, it's a great place for kids." All the little girls played with dolls, and all the little boys played with trucks and toy soldiers. And the light green ones would be the good ones, and the dark green ones would be the bad ones. And all this time, over the radio, we would be hearing this.
Offensive went into its third day. North Vietnamese and Viet Cong losses were reported to be 486 killed, 3,502 wounded. U.S. casualties were given as 3 killed and 2 wounded.
So, as a little girl, it was kind of weird. Every night before we went to bed, my sister and I would say our prayers, and we would pray that our brother wouldn't get drafted when we grew up. My father drove 50 miles to go to work every day, and 50 miles to come home every day. My mother didn't work at the time. This was in the 60s, and it was still a pretty major issue, women working. No wife of mine will have a job. And we were always told about how my father and my uncle, after the war, had worked real hard to make sure that we could have this nice house in this nice neighborhood, and how great it was that we were American, and that in America, where anyone could go up to be president, every American could have a house and a car and a nice job and a spouse and children and pretty much anything that they wanted, since this was America, and that's the way it is here in America. The men would all go out to work every morning and go to their jobs and do whatever it was they did, and the women would all stay home with the kids. And apparently this was a tradition that was firmly entrenched in the American way of life, and it didn't start to change as we know until much later. But growing up like that was definitely something that left a big impression on a lot of people, since now a lot of the folks that I grew up with have houses in the suburbs themselves. and small children of their own. And they drive a long way to work every day. But now, not just the dad drives to work and comes home every day, now the mom does too. And they just keep coming and going and coming, and I don't know how they tell they're coming or going. I don't even understand how they keep doing it. Day after day, coming, At that time, when all the women stayed at home and the men all went to work, there'd often be, in the middle of the afternoon, phone calls from the office. I'll be late today, honey. Don't worry, have dinner without me. And even though a lot of everybody was married, most of the children growing up sort of never had the benefit of a father. The father was always away at work.
Long distance, I'd like to place a call to Chicago. Long Beach 10880. This is Douglas Hallett.
Tune in tonight at 11 o'clock for Miss Mop-Up, Miss Mop-Up, Miss Mop-Up. Don't forget tonight, Miss Mop-Up presents Midnight with Madeline, brought to you by Glenn's Right. Channel 89 for Miss Mop-Up, Miss Mop-Up, Miss Mop-Up. Don't forget tonight, Miss Mop-Up presents Midnight with Madeline, brought to you by Glenn's Right. Channel 89 at 11 o'clock. KLENDRIT spells Glenn's Right.
The children at play signs seem real obsolete now, because now there's no more kids in the neighborhood. They've had to put a fence up around the playground to keep out vandals and to keep child molesters from disturbing the few children that there are to play there. And when you walk around the streets, it's like a ghost town. There are no more kids, no more moms, no more dads. All there are now is people visiting their parents home from college and people bringing their kids to visit the grandparents, but it's like a ghost town. Except, of course, for the bright lights from the shopping center and the Dunkin' Donuts and the Carvel and the Burger King and the Kmart and the Mammoth Mart and the Almax and the Mars and all the new things that they've built that shine a light on the sky where there never was one before.
Well, if it isn't the wrong one.
chingona, but has to change.